Well, I think it's going to be one of those episodes where I'm going to show you a whole bunch of really random stuff that I've managed to accomplish in between and not managed to go anywhere other than just build. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Manufactio Nuclear Edition. I've been spending some time in between episodes just kind of trying to flatten out some of this area. I've got rid of a couple of the nests that were here originally, and I'm running some miners on some deposits that are kind of in the way that I've been trying to just get rid of for the minute. Because again, looking at what we were talking about, we're going to try to use as much of this area as we can. So I've been having a little bit of fun actually, because and I was saying something about it. I don't have any on me. Do I? Where are they? Said something early on about how really cruddy the where are they? I know I have a couple on me somewhere. I must have put them away. Anyhow, how terribly slow the burner drills are as far as doing things. You know what a burner drill is really good at? Bulldozing. Really good at bulldozing. So I kind of cleared most of this area out, at least using a couple of burner drills. Basically all I did was I just lay one down to where it would get into its initial phase of clearing out an area, toss about 30 or 40 sticks in it, and then let it go to work, and then put one right behind it, kind of offset just a little bit, and just keep doing this. That took me about 10 minutes with a couple of those, and they said you just wait until it just about it gets completely done and just about starts ready to build the actual drill structure to drill down, and then you break it and just move it forward another couple of things. So yeah, it was rather hilarious and rather fun. But let's make sure somebody over here doesn't try to murder us while we're busy talking. These things have been hilarious lately. I've already had to deal quite a bit with our friends, these spiders. And I've already had, a couple of the, I think I probably have a screenshot, and if I do, I'll toss one up on the screen real quick. But if you don't kill the little larval thingies that come out of the back of those big gigantic spiders, like if you don't get them to it quick enough, they grow into something a little bit worse that can then spawn something that will continuously spawn the little things. And yeah, it's it wasn't that bad to kill, but it was one of those kinds of things. First time I saw it, I was like, what in the heck is that? So we've got it kind of sorted out, so we're not worried about it. I am growing a little bit of stuff here for a reason. We'll talk about that. Mainly because of the fact that there is a large amount of, well, plant material kind of stuff that we're going to have to play with in this pack as well. Plus, I am kind of trading a little bit with the friends over there, because I would really like to have a librarian that'll sell me some reasonably decent stuff as far as enchantments and things are concerned. So I'm doing a little bit of the work, and I've got some farmers and whatnot. It's just one of those kinds of things, just that I'm lazy, and I don't really feel like trying to sit there and enchant books until we're silly in the face to try to get some things. I'd rather just have somebody that I can buy the stuff from and do what I need to do with it. So it's kind of handy, which is kind of some of the reason why we're working on some of the other things. I had to kind of play around a little bit as well with the system, and for what it's worth, we're going to have to look at doing some better transport of energy fairly soon, if at all possible. Because of the line loss that exists with the LV wire, and for that matter, the MV and the HV wire, we're losing a considerable amount of energy by the time I get over here, to the point that, we're making right around, what's capable of being pulled out of that stuff, 2,000 RF a tick. And well, it's when I had one of these drills over here running and a couple of machines over here running, we were capping that out. So it's because of the line loss. Every 16 blocks, you're losing 0.025% of whatever it was. The number didn't make any sense, basically, because what was crazy to me is like we were using like 250 over here, and it was showing as like 600 over there. So I'm not quite so certain the math is functional correct, because it's like every 16 blocks it's supposed to be losing that much. So I don't know. We'll find that out as we go. We'll kind of continue to play around. Anyhow, I've done a little bit of reorganizing in base. I went ahead and made a couple of made the machine that we didn't make the last time, which was the plant masher, mainly so I can start doing plant fibers. and that is so I can make paper, so I can trade with somebody, so I can get emeralds, so I can do things. But this will come in handy later on for us to do some things. I did set up a couple of plate presses, or the press hydraulic presses. These two things are designed to basically, once you end up done, you can. We're making gears in this line, and this is supposed to be wire, but I've already used all the wire up. What's really cool about these machines is if you butt them together as such, they will immediately output into the front of the other machine, so you don't have to have any logistics in between the two of them, which is pretty handy. So that's allowed me to move a couple of things around. I did a basic, or at least basic is what we can do for right now, or cleaning or processing thing, and this thing's jacked up because I've left the chunk, whatever. So basically what happens is I put ores in here, they get ground up by this grinder, split between the three sieves that are here. Grinders will produce enough. If you're not, the thing is, if you're not in the, and this is the other deal, if you're not getting that secondary resource right here, the sieve is exactly half as fast, or half the speed of a grinder. So you take two sieves to keep up with one grinder, except for when you get the extra drop, then you need the third grinder or a sieve to keep up. So then the fun part is, after that, generally a single grinder is enough to keep up with everything else. Although when we build this in real time in the actual base, there will be either two grinders or this one. Some one of these things over here, we're going to have to look at it. Some one of these things over here is better at doing things than the, I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. The ore washer is something that you can put out on the end of it. It uses about the same amount of RF as these do, except it's a little bit better, and it will get you double the ore. We're going to try to do a bunch of unlocking of stuff today. I went ahead and kind of set this mess up, and I've been kind of hand feeding it while we've been busy building things, so that we can do a little bit of science. But yeah, this is what this whole thing is, and I kind of just have a little bitty section that's kind of slowly collecting up all of the stuff. And we'll go through this here very soon and start, as we build factory, we're going to start doing things that are going to make a lot of this go away and become stuff that's usable. So, like, it's one of those things, and this is when you have to kind of start determining which one of these things you're going to need to use. So when you do this, I guess we can just kind of segue into this real quick. When you wash this, or when you process it using any of the number of things that you can mess with it, you're going to get various ratios and whatnot of the refined ores or pulverized ores or whatever coming out of a thing. So like copper mainly is going to be a great place to get gold and aluminum and tungsten and cobalt, depending on how you're going to see this. So if you look at the ore centrifuge or electrolyzer, I think one of these two is going to be better at getting one of the things. So if you notice the difference between here, on this one, you're guaranteed you get a 36% chance of pulverized gold using the electrolyzer, whereas if you use the centrifuge, it's 3%. However, it's 36% chance here for aluminum, whereas on this one, it's centrifuge. Now, not this, electrolyzer, where did it go? It's 3%. So depending on what you need, and depending on what type of ore waste you're playing with, is how you're going to get certain things. And the one thing that they all carry quite a bit of is this stuff. This is necessary for some of the steps that I want to complete today in today's episode. So we're going to kind of look around again. I kind of just moved a few things around, automated that so that we're now running nothing but coal coke through furnaces. I don't care. They're still fast enough for me. They still don't take any size up. And for what we're doing, hand feeding things, they work just perfectly fine. I have been doing nothing but hand feeding that thing to keep things going, but have been since running a whole lot of stuff through that ore masher or mixer thingy to come up with all kinds of stuff. So we should have all of the materials that we need to kind of play around with stuff for a little while. And I've been busy just doing nothing but cook iron and material, and it's been crazy. I have not done any advancing at all. I've just been trying to get as much of this stuff taken care of, to the point actually that I did learn another thing that's very interesting. We've managed to process almost 2 stacks of dead grass at this point, because at one point here I I'm going to say about a half a chest of these things sitting in here. Just a half a chest of this these circuits sitting in here. And then I started using them up to make, you know, inserters and science and things and stuff. And then hey, you're supposed to be over here. Go to work. You go in there. You go in there and finish. So we were getting dead grass everywhere out here. And then I processed all of that, and it seems like the radiation has stopped because I haven't seen it in a while. I see a wolf. Just stay over there. Don't bother me. And even so much for whatever reason is like it was really, really, really bad out here. And then I moved the chest that had the redstone into another thing this direction, and it has since calmed down. So I'm working on doing something with this fairly soon, and the reason why I'm working on doing something with this fairly soon is this 24 versus the whatever it is a piece 96. What we're gonna do with this as soon as I can get a hold of it. That's kind of why I'm playing around with a villager over there, is that in ore form, according to my math, it's 24 versus this, which is 96. This is lower than this number, so that means if I can get several stacks of just ores, it will store in the same area with less radiation than the actual ore will, and then we can process this ore when we need it, either by doing this recipe or by doing whatever. So as soon as I can get Silk Touch or something along that lines, I'm just gonna go ham and just take this all out all the way down to the bottom, because there are some other things that we're probably going to start discussing down here in the next episode or 3. So under base, underground here, there's some pretty good stuff, and we'll look at that later on. Anyhow, to talk about the other elephant or the monster in the room, yes, I have started doing a little bit of what I would consider just everyday boring vanilla farming as far as things go, and it's not terrible. That's, I don't know, 45 minutes of running the other day, yesterday, day before. It needs about, I don't know, maybe another 4 or 5 more layers before I think it'd be good enough to do, but it takes 0 energy, 0 fertilizer, 0 anything, and every single one of those cactus in a machine like this is one of those. So it's, I guess, worth my time. It really didn't take all that long. I mean, I've got nothing else better to do than build goofy little crap like that. So that's nothing. So that's a little cactus farm for me. Very, very, very little. Anyhow, so what we need to do today is I want to basically sit down and unlock a whole bunch of stuff so that we can start utilizing some things, because I do really not want to start building the flatness of the base out here until I have concrete. I'm not going to do it, mainly because of the fact that, well, just the way things have been, I'm not going to build without concrete out here. And it's just, I'm not going to do it. We are going to, and this is the other silly thing that I'm going to do. Can you go find one of them stupid things? Where are they? They should be in here, over here, there. One of these. We are going to start at a level out here. Basically, the base is going to start way out here once we get to that point where we can do it, like way over here. We're going to start building, like, probably the first major line is going to be like right out here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that when I have certain things like this figured out, that we are at least that tall. And the reasoning why is that, well, I know what's going to happen to the environment. I know exactly what's going to happen to the environment once I start turning this stuff on. I have a test world. That's what we do. So what we do need is tons and tons and tons and tons of raw resources, like, I don't know, cobblestone and stone and ore and things, and even stuff like andesite and oh, for Pete's sake, do granite. Even things like granite. If I would really learn how to use this, click U and then do U. Run through a grinder gets us iron ore waste, but it also gets us quartz, which is how we're going to get quartz. And quartz is going to be necessary for things later on, especially stuff like this, because those are going to be how we're going to be processing things. So basically what my plan is as we build platform, we're just gonna, well, dig out from underneath whatever's underneath the platform, clear down to bedrock underneath the base. So everything that's here is usable for us to do things. And, you know, I need cobblestone. Yeah, we have cobblestone generators. So what? Those things are cheap to run, and they'll make all the stuff that we want. To move on forward, I know we've been talking. I know it's been another one of those days, and it seems like we do this every once in a while. Let's blow out a bunch of research, because we have a bunch of research. And actually, that red research has been saved for a minute. So science, not science, 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 automation. Give me that. Thank you. So that I can now do some of the automation that I know I'm going to need to do. I'm assuming that's going to give me redstone wire. Is that going to allow me to make probes? A03 redstone wire, beautiful. That's purified copper. Purified copper we should be able to make in an ore mixer. Okay, awesome, nice. All right, so I think that was the last red one, right? Right? I mean, I don't see any red there. 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 That one is going to be a while. I need to set those down and get those going, because we do need to go down through some of this. I kind of was using one of those drills with the rudimentary generator, and it's kind of a hassle to get it to work. It will work, but you have to let the rudimentary generator warm all the way up so that it'll actually produce 175 RF a tick, or else it'll shut down and stop producing energy. So once it fills the buffer up in one of those, or it was a back and forth kind of thing, where that drill will not run unless it has 175 RF a tick. The buffer in that will fill up before the rudimentary generator can get to the temperature it needs to in order to be able to continuously run. So you have to kind of sit there and babysit it for like 10 minutes before it finally gets to where it needs to go. Yay, the dudes are out. Wonderful. Yes, we've had all kinds of things spawn and show up, but it's been fine. Anyhow, we'll be all right. Let's do the stuff that I wanted to do today. For certain, we do need to get into this. So I for certain want that one. Give me you. So rewards, tasks, submit. Pump jacks, lend collection of crude oil needs to be placed on a 5x5 3-cube foundation of oil blocks. Gas wells, which I found gas geysers around already, and a hydrocarbon separator will allow you to separate crude oil and natural gas for further processing. We can do some things and stuff with this, and I'm glad that is the first thing that we're going to do, because that's going to make life over in our solid fuel power plant over there a little bit easier on us. Let's see if I can find a box over here that's kind of simply empty for the minute, because we're fixing to make a mess. And then I'm going to have to sort out like a chest of all the things and all the stuff. Next thing, please, is going to be the said reason why I did that. You need a dependency of what? Advanced boilers and gas oil refining. I should be able to claim that, right? Distillation tower, go. Thank you. All right, so that'll allow us to play with that a little bit. Can I do this now? Thank you. Submit, go. All right, so that'll allow us to burn liquid fuels in the firebox instead of the solid fuels, which is awesome because we're running out of coal. Getting kind of close anyway to be running out of coal. So let's put some of that away. We'll play with all those later. And what else can we do as far as processing? I want the ore mill. Thank you. Submit, go. I don't know if I'm ready to do these just yet. We do need to do a couple of other things. I know that I've got to come down here and do a bunch of stuff here, and I know we need chemistry. If I want to make concrete, I need chemistry, so submit that. Thank you. Put those away. Well, we're okay. We're not quite full yet. Getting there, though. I'm going to have to, like I said, going to have to make a few things. We're just going to pick up as much stuff as we can right now. So that's that. There is something that I do want to look at, which may be this and this. How many is this? 20? Yes. We'll take that. Thank you. How many is this? We'll see where we are. I don't necessarily need it right now, but the light radiation plating is something that we can apply to armor and chests to increase radiation resistance, which means it tries to hold the radiation in. So what I want to do is I want to try to go ahead and start doing certain problems like that. We're going to have to start worrying about how much radiation and redstone and whatnot that we laying around. So we'll worry about that. Let's do a little more. Automation. There was nothing in here I wanted to play with right now except for maybe that one. We'll see how fast we can go. We haven't hit anything yet that needs 4 ingredients, so we will continue to not worry about it right now. Trash can, 50. Yes, please, go. Definitely something necessary. We're going to have to go look at what I've had to go do over there to make that work, and there's nothing like jumping on a bed. But yeah, it's one of those things. I need the trash can because I need it for some other things now, namely the creosote that's behind us. However, that creosote will probably turn into power, maybe, now that we can. So keep going, keep going. We've got a bunch more stuff. Blue. Oh, yeah, let's do this one so that we can look at plants. And... well, shoot, how much have we got left? I have 56. We'll play with this. I can probably actually do this right now that we've got the chemical plant. I think... can't do that one. We need 50. Well, I mean, we might have 75 by now. What happened? Missing input item. Oh, you already cleaned it up. Okay, cool. Well, that's all we have left. So use up, do 50 of something. We're a little ways off. I was just trying to hope to maybe get into something in like right here. And maybe what I'll do right here is cut it and make a handful of more stuff so that we can do... that's still a whole lot. No, we're not going to cut it. We'll do that next time. Let's see what else we can do real quick. Power... oh, no. Logistics. Yes, please. Submit. Done. And we'll do that. That way we have a nice big stackable storage, which I've actually been needing because I'm starting to get chests everywhere. 30. I don't think we have 30 left. We have 6. All right, cool. We can play around with that. We can for sure play around with that. Do I have any boxes on me at all that I can start stashing this stuff in? Give me a second. How about we do this? I know we said concrete. Let's see what we can do as far as things go right now. How do I make one of these? That's an LO8 storage rack, which is going to be that one. You need 16 steel plates and 4 chests, and these are supposedly stackable. So let's grab some of this, and my tool, one of these boxes has some chests in it, right? Somewhere. Put this in here so I know where it's at. 52 chests, yes, because I made a whole bunch of stuff. Can I have 2 of those, please? And is this going to be, like, reasonably easy to deal with? No. How far away? Oh. Can I put you right there? No, I don't like that, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to have to dump all these chests. Let's do this. We'll put this, like, right here. Okay. And then give me all of these things and just put them in here for now, because that's all I end up doing is chasing parts and pieces. And, you know, I love the plan idea, but it's really, really tedious to have to keep looking for these things all the time. And it's fine. I get it. I understand why. It's just incredibly tedious to continuously have to go looking for all of these things all of the time. But at least, let me guess, no interaction. No interaction, but it's searchable. I know that for a fact, so I can at least find what I need in here. Okay, cool. That's one. This I will place down like right there, and then I'll dump all of our stuff in here as we go, because I'm really I'm gonna have to make another one for sure. Can I make another one? No, I need one more plate. Supposedly they're stackable. Let's see if that's actually true. LO what? LO8? Does this work? 08. There it is. Okay, cool. Give me one more. They stack, supposedly. That worked. Let's see. You gotta go over here. And then that doubles the size of, I know you can't tell right now, but that doubles the size of the actual structure itself. Give me a couple seconds. I'm going to rip this down, rip these apart, and start just moving all this stuff into one general area so I can find it. And we'll be back. Alrighty, so I've queued up a little bit more research. We're going to need to do a little bit more for next time because there's some stuff that I want to do with this mess over here. Looking at the time, we do not have time to get into what I want to do as far as concrete. Plus, concrete is going to require us to do some more military work, which is going to require 100 more green research, which I'm going to have to queue up and let run. So that's going to be a little while, so there's no point in me going through building all of that stuff. We unlock some things in logistics as well as in power as well, all this kind of good stuff. We've got all these things. Well, we got these stackable storage ready to go. We're going to be using those quite a bit, I think, for as just random miscellaneous storage. Thank goodness at least it's sortable. It's not the greatest sortable in the world because the background is red. So if you're looking for something that's red, it's hard to tell, but that's okay. No big deal. We're going to go forward and play a little bit, I think, with that liquid-fueled firebox that I went after because I wanted it. So liquid-fueled fireboxes are going to allow us to burn off certain chemicals that we have lots and lots and lots of, and are gonna make a lot of over the time, and for that matter, can be utilized to work with this stuff as well. So I'm actually fooling around with an idea, and that's when I kind of realized that I need Silk Touch because this takes too much work. So we'll figure that out when we get there. Let's build a couple of fuel. Let's build at least one firebox for the time being so we can go put it on one of those boilers. Because we need to go look at something anyway over there. So we'll build one of the fireboxes. I'm going to go break out all of those tanks, and we'll take them over there. And we'll probably take all that over there too. I don't know. I've basically just been hand feeding that thing. There is a thing, and there is a thing that I want to mention right off the bat. And I don't know if anybody said it or not. There is no reason to run coal coke in those boilers. None. Because solid fuel, period, whatever it is, coal coke, coal, anything, burns for the same amount of time. Coal coke in a furnace burns for 16 items. Coal coke in those deals over there burns for the exact same amount of time as a piece of coal, processed coal does. So there's no point in using it. However, processing the coal coke into getting a bunch of resources like creosote oil, that now changes the idea. So I may set up one of these over there to process it so one runs on coal coke and one runs on creosote oil. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So let's make us some liquid fueled or what is it? Firebox. Firebox, which should be R15, which is that one. And use on this dude is going to be a furnace, a hopper, and a portable tank, which means I need the portable tank one. Liquid fuel is LO3. There it is. Amazing. Wonderful. Okay, cool. Use on you. We need the portable tank, which is copper and iron. Okay, we can do that. Oh, wrong thing. This. One of those, please. And then a firebox. We needed a hopper, which I should have a few of those chilling in here, I think. I've got a couple. And I don't know why I did that. Do we have any cobble over here right now? I have one piece. Do I have any furnaces left out of all of this silliness that I have? No. 1 second. Furnaces, and you want what else? Use of you. Furnace, a hopper, and R15. Furnace, a hopper, and R15. Is this that point when this is a problem? Okay. We're going to do the thing. 1 portable tank. 1 hopper. 2 furnaces. Portable firebox, or whatever this is. Thank you very much. We'll shut that off. Must be another one of them NBT problems. Let's go plug this in. Actually, no, let's not go plug this in. Let's go do this. Then let's go over here. All right, so we get to look at the mess that I had to do after the last episode because of the fact that the way that that little fluid thingy works, the fluid gate or the it's really slow and really confusable. So I had to expand that redstone circuit out to where it included 4 of the sides because it likes to cycle sides sometimes. So we're completely empty right now. Maybe we'll get to see it work when we're here. We have a little bit to come in. Yeah, it's going to cycle again one more time. But what the big problem that I had is it wasn't running fast enough. So it'll do that, right? And then we'll get a little bit more. But say like it just decides to not want to run for, I don't know, 10 minutes so that it fills itself up completely. Like say, sometimes it'll fill itself completely with that 4,000 or the 4 buckets of fluid before it runs. Well, if it's only got one side to run to, then it'll eventually back up the entire column because of the fact that it'll only ever be able to get rid of 1 bucket. So I set it up so it'll do 4 buckets at a time, and because it seems to alternate, it doesn't really care what side it puts out first. I had to do the circuit over and over again to get it to work correctly, or else, like I said, I thought about, well, I just sensed the side that it immediately, just stare at it and figure out which side it would push out first and then just run a time loop of redstone around. Yeah, sometimes it would do that spot, sometimes it would do this spot, sometimes it would do this spot, and then it would, fire off. So it's more or less just do all the rest of this stuff at the same time and just not worry about it. So since we built this, I am going to start right here. I think we'll just go ahead and blow out all of this because why not? Let's make a wonderful mess all over the place. I think I can get most of it right there. Yes. Can I have another chest, please? It's all burnable by something else. And I guess you have to break it, right? Because I can't get rid of this, which sucks because that means I just lost all of the steam that we just had. So go ahead and drop all that coal away. Man, there was a lot of coal on that belt. Wow, are they stacking? Okay, I don't know, whatever. We'll kind of play along with that and see what happens. So now all I have to do is place this back down where it touches that correctly, which should be right there. You're going to feed back on, and then I take the liquid fueled firebox, and I need my IE box full of whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. Where did it go? Oh crap! Did I leave that sitting somewhere? Alrighty then. So all I needed was that so that I could get one of these and put it right there and then do this. Now that's going to burn really quickly, and I understand that. That's fine. The thing is I've already done the math on what we're going to do with this. And for right now, I'm just going to use this to get rid of a bunch of this stuff up. And I think in the next episode or the episode or two, what we're going to do is we're going to go locate an oil. Well, we're not going to go locate an oil thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to capsule up a bunch of that oil and put it right here and then put a pump jack on top of it. But I think for right now, next episode, we're going to spend a little bit of time playing around a little bit more with this. I'm going to run a bunch of, whole lot of science so that we can do a little bit more messing around. Maybe even to the point we might be able to get rid of these. But I need a good couple hundred green research once again so that we can unlock a few more things. That's really, really going to chew through it, isn't it? How much is it eating it every time? That's not horrible. So let me do this. Can I have this? And how much did you grab? Do you have any more on you? Where did your magnet go? Oh, your magnet's dead. That would explain that. But if I do this, it'd probably be a little easier to manage, right? Yeah, that way you can watch it all go down there. So we'll let that one run on that for a little while. It's not like it's going to hurt much of anything anyway. The base is kind of chilling. Again, what I think I may end up doing with these is I may, especially as we kind of move forward, considering how these things tend to function, once we get those next set of tanks, which are going to be these large fluid tanks, which take 30 each. Tank holds 250 buckets, but the cool thing about them is they stack. I may try to automate the functioning of this thing, because the functioning of this thing is it burns fuel all the time, regardless of whether there is a need for the steam or not. And what I could do is, with a little bit of testing in a test world, set this up so that this will produce steam to fill up a large storage tank that will then be drawn from, and then tell this thing to kick on and start making steam before it needs to do other things. Now, we're going to probably run both of these. Actually, we're going to be probably running 3 of these once we get the next set of turbines, because they're just going to make enough power to make us happy, and we're just going to have to find a never-ending fuel source. So my initial thought, again, was say we may run a tree farm back here to do this, or we may run it all on fluid, just depending on which one might be a little bit easier. We need just as many trees as we can possibly get. However, we're going to need power as well. And until we can get into some really, really good power, this is going to be something we're going to have to play with. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to quit. We've had enough fun. I am going to start working on the next deal. I think I'm going to spend a bit of time today just recording, because I've been having a lot of fun playing. And I'm going to burn off a bunch of junk and then probably just, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I would figure you could probably just swap those out. Maybe if I go get the wrench, I can just swap them out. I don't know. We'll find out. So, but for now, I'm going to get rid of some trash and maybe go make some more trash, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.